The silhouette of the skirt panel tapers in slightly at the bottom so that it's a little bit more flattering, and therefore, because this is quite sloped, you can't just sew a regular hem because the bottom's narrower and it wouldn't sit right. And that's the reason that we attach a skirt facing. So first of all, you sew the two side seams of the facing together, and then it's actually the narrowest points of the skirt and the facing which you are matching up and sewing first of all. So in effect, this is going to be turned inside out and put onto the skirt, matching the edges like that. So it's actually this edge here that you're going to be sewing all the way around, and then this turns inside and is finished off. So on the finished dress, the flowers on, in this case, are the right side up and that sits inside. We're now on to step 11, so we're nearly there, nearly finished the dress. I've machined the facing on with the 1/4 inch seam allowance and rolled and pressed it to the inside, and now I'm going to just top stitch around 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've got a 1/4 inch foot here on my machine with this little guide because I use this for quilting, but if not, you've got a mark on the foot plate as well of 1/4 inch, and I just start at a side seam. Got a stitch length of 3.5 and work my way around, keeping it nice and flat so that the facing doesn't twist as it's being attached and stitched down. As you can see, I have done the first row of stitching at the bottom of the skirt, and now in step 11 we're going to turn under this edge here and then stitch that down as well. So it's easy if you just pull it away from the bottom of the skirt a little bit, and again with your sewing gauge or tape measure set at 1/2 inch, like so. You're going to press 1/2 inch hem all the way around, and once you've pressed it, you will just lay it back onto the skirt and pin here, and then the last row of stitching is parallel to this row here, and it finishes the dress off really nicely. The final part of stitching on the Riley collection dress is this second row of stitching to secure the top edge of the facing. If you wanted to sew it from the underneath, if you're just using a thread that matches the skirt, then you could stitch it from the underneath, but what we've said in the instructions ideally is that you would stitch it from the right side and mark a distance of 1 3/4 inches or 4.5 centimeters with a piece of tape so that you can see it clearly, and then you know that if you keep the bottom edge of the skirt on that line, you're going to have a nice row of neat parallel stitching to the 1/4 inch line that you did earlier. So you can then just pin on the right side and work your stitches around the bottom of the dress, and then you're done. Then, well, you just have to give it a nice press at the end then. But at this point now, I'm trying to keep the edge of the dress level with the tape as opposed to watching the needle too much as I work my way around slowly.